Chosen One, listen carefully. Stop everything. The moment you click this video, something inside you already knew. This wasn't random. You didn't find this. You were called to it. That constant feeling that you're different. The strange dreams, the number patterns, the heavy energy lately. It's not your imagination. You're not crazy. You're waking up. In the last 72 hours, chosen ones everywhere have been saying the same thing. Something's shifting. I feel it. They're right. The once in 2,160 years alignment has begun, and you weren't just meant to witness it. You were born to move through it. So don't skip. Don't click away. Because in the next 20 minutes, I'll tell you exactly what's coming and what you're meant to do next. 1. The awakening ends. Let me ask you something, and I want you to be honest with yourself. Have you been waking up at 3:33 a.m., 4:44, 5:55? Have you been seeing the same number sequences everywhere you look, on clocks, receipts, license plates? Like the universe is trying to tell you something. Have you been feeling different? Like you're outgrowing your old life, your old relationships, even your old self. If you're nodding right now, keep watching. Because what you're experiencing isn't random. You see, there are approximately 8 billion people on this planet, but only a small percentage, less than 1%, are what we call chosen ones. These are souls who incarnated at this specific time, in this specific era, for a very specific purpose. And right now, as we speak, these chosen ones are being activated. Think of it like this. Imagine you're a sleeper agent who's been living a normal life, but suddenly you receive a coded message that triggers your true mission. That's what's happening to chosen ones right now. The universe is sending the activation signal. But here's what they don't want you to know. Point 2. The hidden. To UTH, for decades, those in power have known about this cosmic shift. They've studied the ancient texts, the prophecies, the astronomical alignments. They know that chosen ones are awakening, and they're terrified. Because when chosen ones fully awaken, when they remember who they really are and why they're here, the old systems of control begin to crumble. Think about it. Why do you think there's been such an increase in distractions lately? Social media algorithms designed to scatter your focus. News cycles engineered to keep you in fear. Entertainment that numbs your spiritual senses. They're trying to keep you asleep. But here's the thing about chosen ones. You can suppress their awakening for a while, but you cannot stop it. It's coded into their DNA. It's written in their soul contract. And the signs are everywhere that the suppression is failing. Have you noticed how certain people in your life have started acting strange around you? Maybe they seem uncomfortable with your energy, or they make subtle comments about you changing. That's because your frequency is shifting. You're literally vibrating at a higher level, and not everyone can handle that energy. Some people will celebrate your transformation. Others will try to pull you back down to their level. And a few will become actively hostile. This is where it gets interesting. 3. The attacks. Let me tell you something that might shock you. Not everyone wants to see you succeed. In fact, some people, including those closest to you, have been unconsciously working against your spiritual growth. I'm not talking about conspiracy theories here. I'm talking about energetic warfare. You see, when a chosen one begins to awaken, they start to emit a different frequency. This frequency has 2 effects. First, it attracts other awakened souls and positive opportunities. But second, and this is crucial, it triggers what I call shadow activation in unawakened people around them. Think of it like this. When you turn on a bright light in a dark room, it doesn't just illuminate what's beautiful, it also reveals what's been hiding in the shadows. Your awakening is that light. And some people don't like what it reveals about them. Has anyone in your life suddenly become critical of you for no apparent reason? Have you noticed people gossiping about you, trying to undermine your confidence, or creating drama where none existed before. This isn't coincidence. This is shadow activation. Here's what's really happening. Your rising frequency is unconsciously triggering their deepest insecurities. They see you growing, changing, becoming more confident and aligned with your purpose, and it forces them to confront their own stagnation. But instead of using this as motivation to grow themselves, they try to bring you back down to their level. Some of you watching this have been dealing with this for months, maybe even years. You've been wondering why people who used to support you suddenly seem threatened by your success. Why family members make snide comments about your spiritual phase. Why old friends distance themselves when you start setting boundaries. It's because you're outgrowing the role they assigned you. *4. The role you were given. Let me paint a picture for you. From the moment you were born, everyone around you started assigning you a role. Your family, your friends, your society, they all had expectations about who you should be. Maybe you were the peacekeeper who was never allowed to express anger. Maybe you were the helper who always put everyone else's needs first. Maybe you were the strong one who wasn't allowed to show vulnerability. These roles served their purpose for a while. They kept the peace. They made others comfortable. They helped you survive in systems that weren't designed for your true nature. But here's the thing about chosen ones. You were never meant to play small forever. You see, every chosen one goes through what I call the Great Shedding. It's a period where you literally shed the false identities that were placed on you, like a snake shedding its skin. And this process, it's not comfortable. Not for you, and definitely not for the people around you. When you stop being the peacekeeper, some people will call you difficult. When you stop being the helper, some will call you selfish. When you stop being the strong one, some will call you weak. But what they're really saying is, how dare you change the rules of the game we've been playing? I want you to understand something. The people who are most resistant to your awakening are often the ones who benefited most from your sleeping state. Think about it. If you were always the one giving, supporting, sacrificing, your awakening threatens their comfortable dynamic. If you were always the one who stayed small so they could feel big, your expansion threatens their ego. This is why your spiritual growth sometimes feels lonely. This is why the path of awakening can feel isolating, but you're not alone. And you're not wrong for changing. Point 5. The cosmic time ing now. Let me tell you why this is all happening. Right now. We are living in what ancient cultures called the Great Turning, a cosmic cycle that occurs approximately every 2,160 years. The Mayans knew about it. The Egyptians knew about it. The Vedic texts speak of it, and we are living through it right now. This isn't just spiritual talk. This is backed by astronomy. We are transitioning from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius. The vibrational frequency of the entire planet is shifting. And chosen ones? You're the advanced team. Think of it like this. When a new software update is about to roll out to millions of devices, they first test it on a small group of beta users. That's what's happening right now on a cosmic level. You're the beta testers for human consciousness 2.0. This is why you've been feeling the changes more intensely than others. This is why you've been having vivid dreams, synchronicities, spiritual experiences that others dismiss as weird. You're receiving the download first. But here's what makes this truly extraordinary. This cosmic shift isn't just about personal awakening. It's about collective transformation. Every chosen one who awakens creates a ripple effect. Your higher frequency doesn't just affect you, it affects everyone you come into contact with. You become a catalyst for awakening in others. Sometimes consciously, sometimes unconsciously. Sometimes they thank you for it, sometimes they resist it. But the effect is undeniable. And as more chosen ones awaken, as more people raise their frequency, we reach what scientists call a tipping point. A critical mass where the shift becomes unstoppable. We're approaching that tipping point now. 6. The gift you see ARY, but let me tell you something that might surprise you. Your sensitivity isn't a weakness. Your intensity isn't too much. Your depth isn't a problem to be fixed. These are your superpowers. You see, chosen ones are born with what I call enhanced spiritual hardware. You process energy differently. You feel things more deeply. You see patterns others miss. This is why crowds drain you. You're picking up on everyone's emotional state. This is why you can sense when someone is lying. Your intuition is highly calibrated. This is why you're drawn to healing, creating, teaching. These are your soul's natural gifts. But here's what no one told you. These gifts come with a responsibility. Think of yourself as a lighthouse. Your job isn't to dim your light so others feel comfortable in their darkness. Your job is to shine so brightly that you help guide others to safe harbor. But lighthouses don't chase ships. They stand firm, they shine consistently, and they let those who need guidance find their way. This is your role as a chosen one. You're not here to save everyone. You're not here to fix everyone. You're not here to sacrifice yourself for others' comfort. You're here to embody what's possible. When people see you living authentically, it gives them permission to do the same. When they see you setting boundaries, it shows them they can too. When they see you following your purpose despite the criticism, it inspires them to examine their own calling. This is how you change the world, not by forcing transformation on others, but by being such an authentic example of awakened living that others naturally want what you have. But I'm going to be honest with you, this path isn't always easy. Being a lighthouse means standing alone sometimes. It means weathering storms while others seek shelter. But it also means being an unwavering source of hope in dark times. 7. The Prayandi test you'll face. Now, I need to prepare you for what's coming. Because as your awakening accelerates, as your frequency continues to rise, you're going to face what I call the tests. These aren't punishments. They're not signs that you're doing something wrong. They're cosmic quality control. Think of it like this. If you were training to become a Navy SEAL, they wouldn't make the training easy. They'd push you to your absolute limits to make sure you're ready for the real mission. That's what these tests are. They're preparing you for the level of responsibility that comes with your awakening. The first test is the test of isolation. This is when old relationships fall away, when you feel misunderstood, when it seems like you're walking this path alone. This test is teaching you to find validation from within rather than from others. It's teaching you that your worth isn't determined by how well you fit in. The second test is the test of temptation. This is when opportunities arise that look good on the surface, but would take you off your spiritual path. Maybe it's a job that pays well but compromises your values. Maybe it's a relationship that feels comfortable but keeps you small. Maybe it's a lifestyle that brings instant gratification, but no long-term fulfillment. This test is teaching you discernment, the ability to choose your soul's truth over ego's desires. The third test is the test of power. This happens when you start to recognize your spiritual gifts, when you realize the influence you have over others. The temptation here is to use your gifts for personal gain, to manipulate others, to build your ego rather than serve your purpose. This test is teaching you humility and responsibility. And the final test, the one that many chosen ones struggle with the most, is the test of faith. This is when everything falls apart, when your world seems to crumble, when you question everything you thought you knew about your path, your purpose, your spiritual journey. This test isn't trying to break you. It's burning away everything that isn't truly you. It's stripping you down to your core essence so you can rebuild from a foundation of truth rather than illusion. Some of you watching this are in one of these tests right now. You might be feeling confused, scared, alone, or questioning whether this spiritual path is worth it. Let me tell you something. You're exactly where you need to be. Point 8. The support. That's COMING, but here's the beautiful part of this cosmic shift that's happening. You're not meant to walk this path alone. As more chosen ones awaken, as more people Raise their frequency, you're going to start finding your tribe, your soul family, the people who get you without explanation. And I'm not talking about finding them online or through spiritual groups, though that might happen too. I'm talking about divine orchestration. The universe literally moving people into your path at exactly the right time. Have you noticed it's starting to happen already? Random conversations with strangers that turn profound? Old friends reaching out with perfect timing? New people entering your life who seem to understand your spiritual journey. This isn't coincidence. This is coordination. You see, every chosen one has what I call a soul pod, a group of 3 to 7 other souls who incarnated at the same time with complementary missions. Your pod members might be scattered across the globe, living completely different lives, but your souls are magnetically drawn to each other. When you're ready, when you've passed enough tests, when you've cleared enough karma, when you've raised your frequency high enough, the universe starts orchestrating these meetings. Sometimes it's romantic, sometimes it's friendship, sometimes it's business partnership, but always it's profound. And here's the thing about these soul connections. When you meet them, there's an instant recognition. Not necessarily love at first sight, but more like remembering. Like your soul says, "Oh, there you are. I've been looking for you." These are the people who will support your mission, who will challenge you to grow, who will celebrate your wins and help you through your defeats, who will see your potential even when you can't see it yourself, but you have to be ready to receive them. And being ready doesn't mean being perfect. It means being authentic. It means being clear about your values, your boundaries, your purpose. It means loving yourself enough to attract people who will love you for who you really are. Some of you have been pushing people away because you're afraid of being hurt again. Others have been settling for connections that drain you because you're afraid of being alone. Both of these patterns will block your soul family from finding you. 9. The New Earth Vision. Now, let me paint a picture for you of where all this is leading. Because this awakening, this cosmic shift, this gathering of chosen ones, it's all building towards something magnificent. We are literally creating a new paradigm on Earth, a reality where spiritual wisdom and practical success work together, where sensitivity is valued as much as strength, where cooperation replaces competition. Imagine a world where businesses are built on purpose, not just profit, where relationships are based on soul connection, not just physical attraction, where success is measured by impact, not just income. This isn't a fantasy. This is what we're building. Every chosen one who awakens, who steps into their power, who starts living authentically, is laying a brick in the foundation of this new world. When you start a business aligned with your soul's purpose, you're showing others it's possible. When you leave a toxic relationship to honor your worth, you're raising the standard for love. When you speak your truth despite the criticism, you're giving others permission to do the same. This is why your awakening matters. This is why your growth is important. This is why you can't afford to play small anymore. The world needs what you came here to give. And the time is now. Not when you feel more ready. Not when you have more confidence. Not when the circumstances are perfect. The cosmic window is open. Right now. The energy supporting transformation is at its peak. Right now. The other chosen ones are awakening right now. If you wait for the perfect moment, you'll miss the moment that's perfect for you. I know it's scary. I know it feels overwhelming. I know you might be thinking, but what if I'm not really chosen? What if I'm just deluding myself? Let me tell you something. The fact that you're asking that question proves you are chosen. Unchosen ones don't question whether they're chosen. They're too asleep to even consider it. Your doubt is actually proof of your awakening. So here's what I want you to do right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. First, accept who you are. Stop apologizing for your intensity, your sensitivity, your different way of seeing the world. These aren't flaws to fix, they're gifts to embrace. Second, trust your intuition. That inner voice that's been guiding you. That gut feeling that tells you what's right and wrong for you. Start following it religiously. Third, begin the work. Whether it's healing old wounds, developing your gifts, starting that project you've been putting off, or having that difficult conversation you've been avoiding, begin. And fourth, find your tribe. Start putting yourself in environments where other awakened souls gather. Say yes to invitations that feel aligned. Start conversations that go deeper than small talk. Look, I'm not going to lie to you. This path isn't always easy. There will be days when you question everything. Days when you feel alone. Days when you wonder if it would be easier to just go back to sleep. But you can't unknow what you now know. You can't unsee what you've seen. You can't unfeel what you've felt. The awakening that's happening within you is irreversible, and that's a good thing, because the world needs you awake. The world needs your gifts. The world needs the unique piece of the puzzle that only you can provide. If this message has resonated with you, if you've felt the truth of these words in your bones, then you're part of this cosmic shift. You're one of the chosen ones stepping into their power, and it's time to step fully. Before you go, I want you to do something. In the comments below, write the words, "I am awake." Not for me, not for others, but as a declaration to the universe that you're ready to fully embrace who you came here to be. Your cosmic family is waiting for you. Your soul's mission is calling you. The new earth needs you. It's time to answer the call. If this video has sparked something within you, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, you are not alone in this cosmic shift. You are chosen. You are supported. You are exactly where you need to be. Until next time, keep shining, chosen one. The world needs your light.